Hey, everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition level. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautifully your mother looked at a wedding and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss grandma's meatballs, huh? The holidays are coming. What better time to give a gift for remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whether a gift of grandma's recipes or just because those smiles and tears will just melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw, Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809. That's 646-798-0809. Or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books. Bring your memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. And heard worldwide, Geo7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today, and check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com, and also on Amazon.com, the Mike Wagner Show podcast. Check out t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and a lot more. Makes great gifts 24/7, 365. And don't forget to check out the Mia Molson-Zia store on Amazon for great books like Missing, Want, and Wrinkles, and also t-shirts, pop sockets, a lot of cool merchandise. Go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Make sure you order today. And don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show with your generous donation at themikewagnershow.com. And don't forget also support us on Anchor FM and also on PayPal at Mike Wagner Voiceover or themikewagnershow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a very, very terrific lady who is currently a host of a very popular show and also will be an upcoming thriller. And she began at 16, appearing in a Blink 182 video. She's had over 100 articles published at the age of 20. She has appeared in Snick House with Nick Cannon on Nickelodeon. She's also been in Strange Files with Michael S. Rodriguez, and also Mirror with Jason Sterling, Troubled, and also had an F-16 named after her. And she's just an amazing lady. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios, somewhere on the California coast, the very multi-talented and very sparkling Sparkle Soojian. Sparkle, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me on this show. And you are so awesome. I love how you have so much going on. And all we have to do is say your name and we get all this stuff, or we get all these discounts. I love that.
You got your credit card ready, and you don't have to give your number over the phone or anything or over the internet. I mean, you can just let us know, and please tell everybody that you can buy merchandise. And, if you want to buy all the stuff, that's fine, and get your Christmas shopping done, birthdays, anniversaries, and all that. That's what we're here for. I mean, that's the best part. So,
well, yeah, what better gift than photos? That's really cool. I'm going to go out right after this and be like, Mike Wagner, everybody.
There you go. I mean, just get the word out and everything else. And of course, we'll get the word about you, Sparkle. And you began your wonderful career at 16 years old, appearing in a Blink 182 video, All Small Things. You had over 100 articles published at the age of 20, and you appeared in Snick House with Nick Cannon on Nickelodeon. And also you're in The Strange Files with Michael S. Rodriguez, Mirror with Jason Sterling. And you're also in The Last Battleship, Dead Community Guild, Fears, and Pray by Night. And you also had an F-16 named after you. And you also got a brand new show on right now, which is getting rave reviews. And you'll also be in an upcoming thriller. And you also host a game show as well, too. And before getting to all that, Sparkle, tell us how you first got started.
It's just girl growing up in a small town in California before I moved to LA. And, you start humbly, and writing was my main thing. So I started writing for the local newspaper, that grew into writing for an agricultural magazine. And then that grew to writing for LA Splash, where I got to interview great people like Elton John. So it's really cool to come from here and then slowly you do more things. And that was the same with acting, going from that to working with these great people. Like you said, the Dead Community Guild that has Eric Roberts. That was such a great experience. And we just did that 2 weeks ago. So
Wow.
it was pretty fun. And then he actually did an interview with me for the Everything Sparkle show, which you mentioned, my podcast. So, people like yourself that paved the way for the rest of us to go into the podcasting world. That's how it goes. So I go in front of the camera and I interview people. I do everything. So thanks, Mike. Mike, how did you get started in this?
Well, that's a very good question as well, too. I've been in broadcasting since 1982. If you want to have me on your show, I can give you the full story.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, you know something? And after the show, let's get set up with a date and time, and you can tease everybody that, hey, Mike Wagner's coming up on the Sparkle show, and I'll give you a very brief description. I started at 18 years old, up in the Chicago area, got bit by the radio bug. It's almost like Spider-Man just crawling up when I walked up to a booth and curious what it's about. It just bit me and said, go to that booth and sign, and I'm going to keep biting you until you fill it out and get behind the mic. So that's how it all got started. And I've enjoyed nearly a 40-year career and took a little time off to raise a young family. But I've been doing the Mike Wagner Show since August of 2018. And I've had to date over 800 guests, including great guests like you. So when we get on your show, we'll talk more about that. But I'm glad you asked that question. Yes. Oh my gosh. It's been one hell of a journey. I got to say that.
800 guests. I love that you've actually counted them. I wish I had done that. I'd have to go back and dig deep.
Well, we can help you with that. That's no problem. I mean, I'm available if you want to just send me some guests. I can help count 1, 2, 3, 4.
I definitely want to have you on. But yeah, I mean, it's great. This is like a great way to meet people and see what people have going on. And have you always done this virtually? Because I'm just learning how to do all this virtually. And it was very interesting to meet people that you've never actually met.
Mm-hmm. And it's a much different setup as well, too. The fact that, you're in a radio booth, back in the day, it's like it was either by telephone like this, but it was like a landline. It wasn't, smartphones and all that. But then they had the cellular back in the 80s. It was this big device. I'm calling from my car phone. And you could tell how much money they had. It's like, hey, I'm calling from a car phone. Or
I know, remember
which
that?
looked like an ice block.
Yeah. You had a car phone.
And of course, having a car phone, just dialing a few numbers, it was like somewhat analog. Those things when they first started was like $1,000 and went down to like 500, 200 before they did flip phones. And now you got the smartphones and everything. It's like, oh boy, things have changed. I'll tell you.
Wow. So, Eric Roberts, he was a great interview, very gracious letting me. And then the same episode, I interviewed Brett Azar from NBC's Young Rock. That was pretty cool as well, because he's very fascinating. He does a lot of the bodybuilding acting world. He was Arnold Schwarzenegger body double. And so it's pretty interesting to like have 2 great guests in one episode. And it was a pretty star-studded moment. But then tomorrow I'm interviewing a politician. So we just kind of go all over the map. I'm not sure about you, but you kind of go all over the map too with your guests. You interview everyone.
Well, just name a subject, and I pretty much done it. But if there's a subject I haven't done, I can, pretty much tap into it. So just name a subject, and I can tell you if I've done it or not.
Okay. Well, let me throw one your way. Have you interviewed a dog psychic?
A what?
A dog psychic.
I've interviewed an animal psychic, a horse psychic, or a horse medium. I had her on the show, and she was amazing. And she's in Las Vegas, and called the Cowboy Shaman, and very terrific lady, Terry J. Very terrific.
I knew you had it, Mike. I knew you had it.
Go ahead. Challenge me with another one.
Well, Mike, so, I've merged from being the interviewee to the interviewer and acting in front of the camera, behind the camera. Have you done any acting as well?
Only up on stage, just in like, community theater, high school, grade school, and whatever else. I mean, it never crossed my mind, to be honest with you. But if I do have an itch one day, and of course, we're not getting any younger, I might give it a try. But I've been up on stage before, did a little bit here, a little bit there, and everywhere like that. But my real home is behind a microphone in a booth or, in my studio and talking to great people like you. It appears one-on-one, but it was just a little device. And, you got the magic of the airwaves, whatever device you're on, your phone, Zoom, video, landline, or anything like that. That's always been my home for, it feels like 4 decades practically.
For sure. So Joe Williamson from the Williamson Agency, he's the one that brought us together. And I was introduced to him through Michael S. Rodriguez. He is really into the horror movie kick. You should tell him to put you in a horror movie, Mike.
Yes, I'm going to kill you.
And what's so much fun about it is that you could be anything you want to be. One day, one of the movies, I don't want to give too much away. You actually just mentioned one of the ones that is coming out. And in it, I gouge out somebody's eyeballs.
Ooh. I don't know if that sounds like fun, but if I'm getting paid big bucks, that's probably worth it. But just don't make me eat them. That's the thing.
Well, we actually used raspberries.
Ooh, raspberries,
so
my favorite.
You gouge them out. That was like the behind to it. So they were like the eye sockets was the raspberries. So just a little trick of the business. But yeah, so we did that. That's going to come out soon. I'll tell you, this is the raspberry eye gouging movie when it comes out, Mike. I'll send you a copy.
Okay. Well, that sounds pretty good as well, too. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
What I'm doing for the rest of my career. That's a good question. I'm still trying to figure that out. I love comedy, which is, as you say, I host a comedy show. That's my passion as far as acting goes, is comedy. I got placed in a lot of horror movies because that's like the fad right now, so I just go with it. I didn't know if I look scary or whatever, but I'm either the one killing or being killed sometimes. But the movie I just told you that, sometimes both things happen in one movie. So, so that's an interesting facet, but the comedy I absolutely love. It's always fun. It's always fresh, and it's mostly improv.
Huh. That's really interesting. And who are some of your favorite comedians growing up?
Jim Carrey for sure.
Oh, yeah. Somebody stop me.
And then Adam Sandler, there's not like really an Adam Sandler movie I don't like. I think he's great. So just, all the basics. Chris Farley, was awesome. All of the, old timers. And then if we really want to go old school, John Candy. That's pretty funny.
Oh, John Candy. I remember he was in Second City TV a while back. And I remember if we really wanted to stay up late, or if we're like, high, drunk off our ass, or whatever it is, and it's, we just go past Saturday Night Live and watch Second City TV. It's like the stuff they've done was just unbelievable. And John Candy back in the day was just absolutely hilarious on SCTV, just hilarious.
For sure. So those were some of my favorites. I know we're getting into the female comedian and realm nowadays. So like all the Saturday Night Live greatest. Mindy Kaling's really funny. So, just at least we're getting more girls nowadays. So that's pretty fun.
Really interesting too. And I had some comedians on as well too, and also a ventriloquist as well too, like the first female ventriloquist. And she's blazing a new trail. And if you want to try puppets, try something like that.
Mike, have you interviewed a ventriloquist?
Yes, April Brucker. Amazing. She was amazing.
I knew it. You really have an answer for everything. I really admire your career, Mike.
Well, I appreciate your career as well too, and we'll talk more about some of your experiences as well too, appearing in Snick House with Nick Cannon, also Strange Files, and more of your movies as well too, your upcoming projects. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by a picture of this photo book, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss grandma's meatballs, huh? The holidays are coming, and what better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of grandma's recipes, or just because those smiles and tears will just melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at Picture This Photo Books at 646-798-0809, or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bring your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show over 30 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today. Don't forget to check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise at themikewagnershow.com, and also on Amazon at the Mike Wagner Show podcast, t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, and more. Makes great gifts year-round, 24/7. And also, don't forget to check out the Mia Molson-Zia store on Amazon with Missing, Once, Wrinkles, and a lot of cool merchandise. Check out the Amazon.com store /Mia Molson-Zia. And don't forget to donate to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also support us on Anchor FM as well as PayPal. And make sure you give generously today, because we work hard just for you. We're here with a very multi-talented Sparkle Soojian here on the Mike Wagner Show. Very sparkling to be on. And of course, before we talk about with you being the host of the Sparkle Show, your upcoming thriller, and I think we talked about what was it, The Last Battleship, Dead Community, and Fears, and maybe just tell us a bit about your films, and if you also been in other ones. You also appeared in Snick House with Nick Cannon and more, and tell us more about those.
Oh, it was so great working with Nick Cannon. This was way back in the day, before he really took off, but he was a name at the time, and he was just really fun. We spent hours together. I mean, just like we're working with Eric Roberts this week. I mean, when you spend hours with the person, you start joking with them. I don't know if you remember that song, "The Roof is on Fire." We kept singing that.
The roof is on fire. Roof is on fire.
And I was like 17 years old, so it was just fun. And they're so down to earth, not in their natural habitat. All you do pretty much between takes is try to laugh. That's pretty much the thing. You try to keep yourself amused, and then it's like, oh, we're acting. Oh, now we're laughing. Oh, we're acting. Now we're laughing. So, there is a lot of work in some of these things. So with Nick Cannon, that was more pure fun, because it was a good weather that day. It wasn't super, super hot, because that always makes the set unfun. Like a couple of weeks ago, the Eric Roberts set, that was pretty hot, but not as hot as it had been. So,
man, that had to be something as well too. And you were also, we're in Strange Files with Michael Rodriguez. We already talked about that. Something too, before we talk about your projects, most recently, I think back in May of this year, that the Castle Air Museum named an F-16 after you. How cool is that? The Miss Sparkle.
It was super unexpected, just amazing. I started working with them about a year ago. A lot of these things did happen during the COVID time. So I went to go do, when their museum was closed down, a whole tour of the museum. And it was awesome. I got to be in Air Force One, that Clinton and Bush Sr. had flown in. So they were Air Force One. So that was really interesting to see that, to do all that. And then they were talking about different things they do, because it's a privately funded museum, and different ways that they wanted to make money. And so I had a few ideas of how they could make money to repair and restore some of the planes and to get the cement under them. So I had some ideas, and then they were like, okay, let's do that. Let's put it to use. And to thank me, they decided to name a plane after me. It was so unexpected. I actually didn't believe it at first. I had to text several people and be like, is this normal? Does this happen? And then they're like, well, if they said they're doing it, they're doing it. It's a thing. And I was like, wow. And they're like, yeah, planes are always named after ladies. It's like cars are. And I didn't even know that. So I was definitely very, very honored. It's still like one of the coolest things to say, because it's not every day somebody gets to say, hey, they named an F-16 after me.
And that's amazing too. It's like, trying to fly and go, oh, here comes a Sparkle. Do you think that would scare the bad guy, really, a Miss Sparkle coming after him?
It's part of art imitating life, right?
Pretty much it. And of course, one of the more famous ones with having females put on, there was also the Memphis Belle. And, I remember watching that and, seeing that. And I think there was also a few others. Memphis Belle is another one that stood out as well, too. And of course, being on planes, maybe on a jumbo jet a couple of times, 747, but being up on a Black Hawk with my experience, flying over Memorial Day, that was the best experience overall, except I couldn't hear anybody. It's like, that's why I got these cell phones. You got to cut on the piece. You talk to a pilot. What are you going to do? Like that. But other than that, just being a Black Hawk was just probably the best experience.
How fun. So you did that this Memorial Day?
No, this is like a few years ago. And by the way, if you're on Facebook as well, too, guys, including you, Sparkle, just go to facebook.com. You can go to the Mike Wagner Show, Mike Wagner voiceover, hit me up a friend request, and I'll tell you more about it. And of course, if you hit me up on Facebook, Sparkle, I can send you the video about me being a Blackhawk. So we can do that too. And you can also send some pictures about the F-16. I mean, that's the best thing about social media. It's like we're more than 6 feet apart. It feels like that you're close together, and there's like, no physical presence. I mean, social media has changed everything.
For sure. No, that's the great part of social media. Well, you said the streams on Facebook, and my show, Everything Sparkle, streams on Facebook too. So.
And of course, you've been the host of the Sparkle Show for a while too. We talked more about that, and of course, Everything Sparkle. So I wasn't sure of this. How did the Sparkle Show exactly first get started?
It started back in 2019, January of 2019, and it was really awesome. It was in 2018 I started being a guest on other people's podcasts, and it was a lot of fitness stuff because my main job is being a personal trainer. So I used to go on and give people some fitness tips, and they're like, "You're really good at this. You should have your own show." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to do an hour about fitness. That would be kind of, I don't know. I couldn't imagine making that entertaining like week after week after week." And so I was like, what am I going to do? Just like interview people. So then I was like, we'll start with the people that interest you, fascinate you, all that. So I started and just like really took off. And what was so exciting was just finding great guests. And like you said, I mean, when I said, hey, have you interviewed a person like this or a person like that? And you're like, yeah, I have. Being able to say that, being able to just have met all these people you never would have met otherwise, is just thrilling. So I love it. And I definitely don't want to stop that anytime soon.
There's also been, I've had triathletes on the show, and also former football players. I had a couple of former baseball players, and one of them was in Major League. He was best known as a Duke, and he was hilarious. And there's also some too, like an offshoot of fitness. There's also celebrity chefs and cooks who came out with cookbooks, talking about health, vegan, and everything else. And there's a huge demand for that right now with like keto cooking, alternative cooking, and I think there's also like Instant Pot and every angle in cooking possible. It's no longer grandma cooking whatever on a stove or something, or just pour a can of chicken noodle into a pot or something, put in the microwave. It's like it's branched in so many directions when it comes to that.
For sure.
And of course, too, that you're also a popular game show host called Make 'em Laugh. So tell us more about that one.
So that's the comedy that I was talking about. It's really cool. It's every Tuesday night live at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And the object of the game is we have 3 comedians that try to make our contestant laugh. And they each get a minute. And if the contestant doesn't laugh, they go into the final round. The final round is where they get tag team and everyone tries to make them laugh in 1 minute. It's usually they're getting roasted. So they'll be like, oh my gosh, look at your mustache, look at your beard, look at so then, and if you don't laugh through that, then you win. And if you ever laugh, you are out, you've lost. So the whole goal is not to laugh.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Is
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around to see how fast you can make them laugh. That's what I'm thinking. But trying not to laugh, that is a challenge. It's like trying not to laugh with Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, or who else? Gosh, it's like, oh, so many names out there.
Yeah, it's great practice for these skilled comedians because they want to know, I mean, they want to bring the fun. They're like trying with all of their might to make them laugh. So it's a pretty interesting challenge. And then it's really fun. We end up telling all kinds of jokes. Now, we celebrate our 10th episode last night.
Nice.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. So we can't wait to like just see where this is going because our viewership's gone up and now we have our inside jokes with our fans. So it's pretty fun.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And where can we find Make Them Laugh at?
It's on the Left Therapy channel on YouTube. That has about 10,000 subscribers. And then you can also, I usually do an Instagram live feed on my Instagram and then also on Facebook.
That's rather interesting too. And how about the host of the Sparkles? And how about the Sparkle Show? Where can we find that at?
Same. Well, Everything Sparkles its own YouTube channel. And I am on Twitch and Periscope. I'm streaming in a few places like you are, but I'm not exactly sure if you just search Everything Sparkle on that because that's fairly new. The
Okay.
other three channels have been going, Facebook and YouTube has been going forever. But yeah, and I'm actually not on Instagram with that either. It's really the YouTube and the Facebook and yeah, Twitch, Periscope, and a couple others. I don't know how you can keep track of all 30 of your channels, but that's really
or be like Bruce Springsteen, 57 channels and nothing on back in the day, and now you got a million channels and still nothing on. Oh my gosh, you can thank Bruce for that too, with all these channels and people complain, but then your 30 podcast platforms, like you're never disappointed, and with your platforms, nobody's ever disappointed. I'll tell you that. So. It's so amazing too. So, and we'll also talk about your upcoming thriller as well too. In just a minute, you listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundWeb Studios. Visit online at SoundWebStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-ring author Mia Molson Zia Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook, and also brought to you by Picture This Photo Books. Remembering is a key ingredient. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 10% off your first order. We'll be back with the multi-talented Sparkle Soojian after this time out. We're back with the host of the Sparkle Show and also actress and the amazingly multi-talented Sparkle Soojian here on the Mike Wagner Show. And tell us about your upcoming thriller dealings as well too. And how about some of your projects and what can you expect me in 2021 and beyond?
So Dillings, I think, is going to come out this year at the end of this year, which that's one of the exciting ones I told you about, the raspberry one. So it's a little bit on the violent side. They're trying to go for a Tarantino-esque feel, which so far the critics love it. So that's gone good. It was directed by Michael Rodriguez, who also directed Day of the Pig. I don't know if you saw that one. That was a Strange Files episode that was also had a very big twist at the end. And so I will return to do more Strange Files. We actually changed channels. We used to be on Avail TV and now we're on Fearflex. So that's an exciting thing. Then there's The Bad Seed. That is also due to come out at the end of this year. We always never know if it's going to be the end of this year or the beginning of next year. But have you ever seen the original Bad Seed?
No, I haven't yet, but now as you mention it, I plan on doing it. In fact, I'm writing it down right now. Watch The Bad Seed after we get done. So I'll watch that after we get done here. So thanks for letting me know about it.
It's such a great classic horror movie. And so we redid it a little bit different. There's some more twists. You dive a little bit more into the characters. So that was really fun. I cannot wait for that to come out. And yeah, for 2021, that's already a lot. And the Eric Roberts movie is going to come out, I think in March or April. And that's going to go to different screenings. Or first, I think, debut it in New York and then LA. And it's going to go through that circuit of being private screening. So
wow, that is amazing. You've got a lot going on, Sparkling, and you're just not just amazing, but sparkling as well too. Just so amazing, I'll tell you. Keep them busy. And lastly, who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh my. Well, that's a very good question. So are you talking like acting wise, podcast
It
wise,
can
or writer
it,
wise?
it can be anything or anything in general.
Well, because writing would be a little bit different. I really like Frances Hodgson Burnett. She's one of my favorite writers, and Sylvia Plath, of course. So those two have really like molded a lot of the writing realm since we to discuss that. And that's also some more stuff that's there to come out next year too, or some more writings. So I would have to go with those two.
Okay, that's a pretty good one. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, to go for what you're doing, and you can do different things. I think a lot of people get pigeonholed and like, oh, I can only do this or that. And you can really go different routes. Don't spread yourself too thin. Try to find out different things. But like you could start small and then grow. I don't know how you did that with the Mike Wagner show, but I did that kind of with my show. We started out and then we went to different platforms over time. People are like, oh, get this interview, that interview, and all that. And you got to kind of go one step at a time, because if you don't have it together and you start to go really big, it can kind of crumble. So you want to be a little bit spread out, but baby steps.
That's a good point as well, too. And that's what I pretty much emphasize as well, too. Not just that, but build a really solid foundation. I've seen too many people, start from the top and they tumble, but that's very good advice. And I really like that. And once again, we're with the multi-talented Sparkle Soojian here on the Mike Wagner Show. Sparkle, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back in 2021 beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people purchase, check out your books, and where can people check out your new show, and also check out your game show.
Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate you for having me on today.
Okay. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people purchase or check out your works?
Everything Sparkle YouTube. So please go to Everything Sparkle on YouTube, Everything Sparkle on Facebook. And then I am just Sparkle Soojian on Instagram and on Facebook. I even have a YouTube Sparkle Soojian channel. That's for some of the writings. So either one or the other to look up on all the platforms, and either Everything Sparkle or Sparkle Soojian.
Sounds good. We will check that out. Once again, Sparkle, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. You've been absolutely terrific, and we wish you definitely all the very best.
Thank you.